briefly on why not? There's always that one team that makes like a boneheaded choice. It was the Falcons taking Michael Penix after signing Kirk Cousins to like a big, huge deal, right? I think the Saints is that team this year, and I'm gonna give them Shadir Sanders. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast, and this is episode number 30.
30.
30.
230.
Episode number 30. Hopefully, everyone's having a great week. Uh, the NFL draft happened. It has happened, and it is now, you know, it's time for the season to start now. Going into the draft, Noah and I did our mock draft predictions, top 11 predictions. Um, I think we both knew trades were going to happen. Um, I don't. This draft was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be a quiet draft, just because of the players. Like it wasn't. Everyone thought it to be a not a strong draft, but
It was pretty much there wasn't any huge names that
yeah.
would go guaranteed. It was kind of like everyone's pretty good. There's no like great players, just there's like three great players, they said.
Yeah, it was
Which,
Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Abdul Carter, right? Those are the
well, I was thinking Hunter Carter and then Genty.
oh yeah, Genty.
Ward was like they're saying
Yeah,
he could have been the fourth or fifth QB taken last year.
that's
So,
true.
uh, but yeah, number one QB was by far Cam Ward.
Yeah. So I was trying to, set this up for us, the stage, set the stage of how this draft, thought was gonna go. Absolute mayhem, like occurred, and it's not like the first two rounds were chaos. This it was chaos until what fifth round, as
Yeah, and then when everything starts going, every picks start coming in every second instead of every few minutes, then yeah, it was kind of it calmed down at that point.
yeah. So as you don't know by now, I'm sure everyone got that notification and everyone saw all the videos and all the TikToks. So we're here to give our opinions. We have no idea what happened. For me, I don't know what happened. Noah, do you have any explanation for what I'm hinting at?
No, I mean just from what I've heard a little bit, like analysts talk about, which I'll get into a little later, but
Yeah.
like I think it was a pretty big surprise to at least all the fans, um, most of the analysts, and apparently not a lot of NFL people. It's not they're not surprised, but everyone else was.
So we'll save that for when we get there. But
And
here
can't go in
is
order,
yep.
so that's why.
Here is on the screen top 12. We talked about the top 11 picks since the Bears picked at 10 and the Niners picked at 11. But Jacksonville Jaguars trading up from the fifth pick into the second pick, and the Browns going back to five. So the Jaguars draft Travis Hunter, who, I think a lot of people are predicting that he will play both ways. Um, don't know like the number of snaps he will take, but it sounds like he will be playing both ways. So it's gonna be interesting
Yeah,
to see. And I think Jacksonville definitely needed someone like that guy.
yeah. So the Jaguars sent their future first, 2026 first, their second and fourth this year to the Browns. The Browns just sent their they swapped fourth picks and then sixth round pick. So the Browns did pretty good. They got a first for next year. So Browns need a lot of stuff, so they're kind of just trying to stock up. But surprising that they traded out of that pick to get Mason Graham to add to that defense with Myles Garrett. And I mean, a lot of people thought they were gonna go Travis Hunter and then maybe a QB pretty early, but they decided to just go ahead and fill in a lot of their needs first. Um, but huge trade from the Jaguars and like you said, they're planning on playing him both ways. I think they're going to try to focus mainly on offense, but he is going to play defense still. We'll see what types of packages, maybe third downs only, maybe two downs every defense possession. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe only nickel. But like I said last week, if you're planning on drafting Travis Hunter, just you better plan on playing him both ways because I think that's where his worth is at. Like not one or the other, both. You get two positions for one pick.
Yeah. Um, Abdul Carter went to the Giants. They also signed Kayvon Thibodeau on an extension. So,
They're
Giants
like
defensive
four pass
line.
rushers.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Uh, what is it? Dexter Lawrence, Demarcus Lawrence.
Yeah,
What's his
Dexter
name?
Lawrence,
Dexter. Yeah.
Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and now Abdul Carter. The only thing with the Burns and Carter could probably play linebacker more than Thibodeau could. Um, but yeah, that the defense, if they figure out the combination of swapping them out or playing them all at once, could be scary.
Mm-hmm.
Scary for the opposing QBs at least.
Yeah. And they also didn't decide to take a quarterback. So,
Yeah,
uh, at this spot. Number four, Will Campbell, going to the Patriots. Good tackle that the Patriots needed. In his interview, he said he will die on the field, and that's what Mike Vrabel wants. So,
yeah, that's the kind of guy Vrabel is.
yeah.
And that's the kind of player he was also when he played. It's like
Hmm.
I'll leave it out all on the field.
Yeah, so Mason Graham to the Browns with the trade, and then Ashton Genty going to the Raiders, which a lot of people saw this coming. The
Probably the
Raiders,
most obvious pick other than Cam Ward.
yeah, basically. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fit for the Raiders, and then the Jets get Mambu tackle, which they need for Justin Fields. Noah called this pick. McMillan from Arizona going to the Panthers, gonna help out that wide receiver room. Calvin Banks Jr. goes number nine after a lot of rumors saying that Shadir Sanders was gonna go to the Saints. Deion Sanders had the camera on him during this pick, and he said that wasn't the right choice, not a good pick. So, um, yeah, anything.
And then Colston
Oh,
Loveland went
yeah,
to the Bears.
yeah,
Um, at first I was a little confused about it. I was just like, tight end, really? But I kind of see what they're trying to do. From what I've seen, a lot of people say he's like a wide receiver in a tight end's body, so he's going to be more of just like I guess a Travis Kelce type, where he goes out in the slot, he plays out wide, and just when they run two tight end sets. I mean, Cole Kmet's also a good route runner, big guy, target in the end zone, the red zone. So I'm excited. But the Bears offense coming together. Um, a lot of people were hyping up running back, but they didn't go running back for a while. But yeah, yeah, I'm
yeah.
happy. I'm happy with them.
I think Colston Loveland wasn't a guy that everyone was really talking about. Tyler Warren was definitely the tight end that everyone from Penn State was talking about. Uh, but looking at his highlights when they were showing, he looked like a solid dude. He's tall, big wingspan. So,
Yeah, 6'5".
um,
I think Warren is more of like a bruiser type of guy, good blocker, um, does a little bit of everything. He doesn't excel at one thing, but he does a lot of things great.
yeah,
And it was
don't
like
mind.
1A, 1B. I said Warren 1A and then Loveland 1B, and then 2 was extremely far away. But definitely those two tight ends top of the
Yeah,
board.
good pick for the Bears. And then Mikael Williams from Georgia. He's 20 years old. He's a big dude, long wingspan, as they say. He hasn't really had much snaps in college. I guess he only played like 44 games, I guess. Yeah. Still 20 years old. So definitely a guy that Robert Saleh probably liked and is probably going to mold into what he wants. I thought they were going to go tackle. So, you know, the 49ers went all defense until I think round 6, I think.
Nice.
Uh so yeah, I think with
Yeah,
Saleh back.
more of an upside pick, he's kind of a project, but you're just banking that he's going to be great down the road. I mean, he has Bosa there to help him out, so um,
Yeah.
I think he's looking pretty good there. And then Tyler Booker, surprise pick, guard going pretty early. Cowboys fans I know did not like that. They wanted a offensive weapon, but I think once Ted McMillan was gone, that was their pick. So they kind of just went with their most needed spot, which was guard.
Yeah, Tyler Warren going to the Colts. A lot of Colts fans really love that pick. They
Yep.
needed a tight end, Jalen Walker. I guess,
And Jalen Walker fell a little bit.
yeah,
They're saying he was going to be a Panther. I thought he could have been a 49er also. 49ers needed a linebacker, I think. But
yeah.
um, hey, Falcons need a pass rusher.
I guess Emeka Ibuka. A lot of
Yeah, that was a
people,
surprise.
yeah, a lot of people wanted to trade up for him. Um, they have McMillan there in Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin coming back, and Mike Evans.
Mike
So
Evans, yeah,
I don't know.
stacked.
So yeah, it's a lot of wide receivers in Tampa Bay. Um,
Yeah, I think once he got picked, that kind of messed with the Chargers pick. I feel like they were probably looking for um, Emeko. I feel like Emeko's probably their top guy. And then um, because of running back, they just signed Najee Harris. And I'm surprised they didn't. I thought they brought back J.K. Dobbins, but they didn't bring back J.K. Dobbins. I don't know why they didn't just do that if they were going to go running back in the first round. So that was a big surprise. Lamarin Hampton going to the
yeah.
Chargers.
Also, the pick at 21, I thought Steelers were going to go Shadir Sanders here, but they ended
I
up
think
going with.
everyone was like, okay, if Shadir doesn't go here, where is he going to go?
Yeah,
Because this was the spot everyone was saying after the Saints. If he didn't go Saints, he's probably gonna go Steelers because Steelers, everyone knows Steelers have Mason Rudolph. That's it. I mean, basically that's it because Skylar Thompson doesn't count. Um,
I don't think Mason
if
Rudolph
if
really
if
counts either.
if you saw Skylar Thompson throw the ball for the Dolphins last year,
Ooh,
you
that was
wouldn't count
rough.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Derek Harmon, good defensive player. Shout out to him.
yeah,
Crazy story there also when he got drafted. You could look it up. Pretty sad story, but also bittersweet, I guess. But um, yeah, Shadur Sanders just kept falling after this. A lot of people thought another team might trade up back into the first to get him because everyone's expecting this guy to go in the first round.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of people going back to the Chargers pick real quick. On Marion Hampton, surprised that he went to the Chargers, like Noah said. So head scratching move there for the Chargers. Matthew Golden, a wide receiver, going to the Packers. First time that the Packers draft a wide receiver in the first round since whenever, long time.
Been a while.
Yep. No one cares about Donovan Jackson. This is where again. The G-Men trade back up into the first round. They already have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. So people are thinking, oh, maybe they go Shadir Sanders. Nope. Jackson Dart. Noah. Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
then as this was happening, like in real time, if you're watching the draft, all the analysts started coming out and kind of saying like they have a lot of Ole Miss ties. They really like Jackson Dart. They've liked Jackson Dart for a while, So at that point, you're thinking, okay, well, they're gonna go Jackson Dart now, which they ended up doing. But leading up to that, it was very surprising, that's what happened. And after that, people were thinking, well, maybe the Browns trade back in now because they have 2 seconds now from the trade with the Jaguars. So they're thinking they trade back up. Maybe they get Shadur Sanders. Um, but no, the Falcons are the team that ended up trading up. And right after they trade up, so the Giants didn't give up a future first to come up here, but the Falcons trade with the Rams and they give up um their first next year to get here. So no first for the Falcons next year. They draft two pass rushers and they didn't have a pass rush. They needed pass rushers, but surprising that they gave up two. And now Rams set up for a potential QB pick next year with Matthew Stafford potentially on potentially his last year. I think a lot of people are expecting it to be his last year in the NFL, or at least the last couple years here. So they're going to try to stock up on a QB.
Falcons, man. Still have
I'm
Kirk
surprised they just
Cousins
gave
on
up
the
a
roster too.
first. Yeah, yeah,
Good
but
trade.
they gave up their second and their first next year. So it was just their second this year and then their first next year. So it was just like, what are they doing? All
Yeah,
right, but I guess if they have a good year next year, it was worth it.
yeah. Uh, irrelevant. Irrelevant. Sorry. All right. Second round. The Browns, 33rd pick. This is their chance to pick Shadir Sanders, and they don't.
Um,
And now, this is the start of the slide until you get to oh, do you have anything right there? I was gonna get to the Saints. Pick
um,
pick
no,
40.
just Schlesinger. I think he was an undrafted or not undrafted, a walk on. So that's pretty cool. He basically is a first round pick. One pick after. Um, but yeah, like that happens, and they're like, okay, well they have another one. The Browns can pick him next. Nope, they go running back, Quinshon Judkins. Um, and then at this point, everyone starts coming out, like analysts start saying, like, okay, if the Browns or anyone in the second round was going to pick him, they would have traded into the first because then they get that fifth year option for the QB, which you'd rather have instead of just staying with four, just in case if they are a great quarterback. Um, so now it's just like, okay, is anyone going to pick him in the second round now?
Yeah, I also heard that the Steelers didn't have a second round pick, and after in the first round they didn't pick a quarterback. I was thinking that they were going to trade into the second round and get a quarterback.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So, um, the Saints draft Tyler
Shuck,
Shook.
Shuck.
Yes, you get Shook from Shoughh. Skodux, am I right?
Yeah, he was a quarterback there when I was there still.
Yeah, I think he was with
Yeah.
six different schools in 5 years.
Yeah, I think he was with the Ducks for 2 years while Herbert was there. Um, he got a little bit of playing time. I think Herbert got hurt 1 year and he played, but um, yeah, he's 26 or he's going to be 26 when the season starts. Um, if you watch his combine throws, he had a couple of bad ones, but he also had a couple of really good ones. He has a good arm. But third QB picked in this draft, I think was not on anyone's list.
Yeah.
Like
Cam
like
Ward, Jackson
fourth
Dart, and
potentially.
Tyler Shock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fourth potentially. People were like, okay, he's in the top four to top five range of QBs. But yeah, he went before Shitter Sanders and Luther Burden the third. Shout out to the Bears, adding another weapon on offense. A guy who was projected to be a first round pick fell to the second round. So
49ers, of course. Like I said, defensive player, defensive tackle, Alfred Collins. I can't remember if it's that guy or another guy. Some guys are so. I think it might be him. I don't know. There's a guy that they drafted and he's huge. He's like 300 pounds. I think it's that guy, defensive tackle.
big dude.
Yeah,
Charbonnet, I was just saying.
yeah. Can't move him. He's gonna be a force.
Yeah, he's six
Uh,
six 332. Alfred Collins.
yeah, yeah. That's him.
And Will Johnson fell. He was potentially a top 10 pick for a lot of the time. Fell to the second round because of his knee injury, I think.
Yeah. Ozzy.
Yeah, I have no idea who he is. But
Cool.
they add to the offensive line, which they needed, and then also to the defensive line. Um, there's someone else who fell. Mike Green fell. He was a potential top
Mm.
15 pick. Went to the Ravens. You can look up why he fell online. He has some off-field stuff going on right now, but if that gets resolved, then he could be a steal for the Ravens.
Sounds like you could say that about someone else, huh?
Well, that's that's what I'm saying. Because if you look at what's going on with Mike Green, and then you look at Shadur Sanders, you're kind of like, well, if you're gonna take a chance on Mike Green, why are people not taking a chance on Shadur Sanders for whatever reason? Why he keeps dropping? Shout out Harold Fannin Jr. here to the Browns. Top top tight end.
All right. What round are we in? Third round. You would think, you know, this guy's waiting. I guess someone also said that he got a prank call from like a frat guy saying that he was gonna go to the
The
Browns or
Saints.
something or the
I think the
Saints. Yeah.
Saints. Yeah.
So that was all happening as well. So we're in the third round. The Seahawks they just signed Sam Darnold to a what 3 year deal, 2 year deal, pretty highly
Three
paid.
year, 3 year, 100-something million.
Yeah, they go in and draft Jalen Milroe. Tell me if you've heard that story before, huh?
Yeah. Jalen Milroe. I guess they told him that they thought he was the best QB in the draft. And hey, if Sam Darnold doesn't work out, he could be a steal. He's a dual threat QB, good arm. Um, People think he should be a running back for how fast he is, how good of a runner he is. But
Hmm.
who else did they say that about? Lamar Jackson. He should be a wide receiver. He should be a running back. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Jalen Milroe's gonna have some time to learn behind Sam Darnold and see if Sam Darnold can live up to that contract. Because if he doesn't, they're probably going to set him pretty quickly here.
yeah. Another guy, Steelers could have taken him, Jalen Milroe.
Yep.
Uh,
They
if
took Caleb Johnson this round, running back. The Steelers did.
yeah. Well, if you see there on the pick 94 there, the Browns back on the clock. Dylan
Dylan
Gabriel
Gabriel,
out of Oregon. I texted my coworker, big Browns fan. I
lefty.
said, "Sko Ducks, baby," and he said, "Yes, sir." Taking him to the promised land. He liked the pick, so I was like, "Cool, good for him." Dylan
I think
Gabriel.
at the time, it's a great pick at the time, yeah.
Yeah,
And then Raiders down here also another team that were potentially in on Shadur Sanders. They also did not go QB.
the
So
Niners just didn't want to trade their pick, huh? Look at all
Upton
these trades.
Stout. I
Shout,
know.
shout out to Upton Stout.
That's a name right there.
It's gonna remember that name. All right, third round.
Cornerback.
No Shadir Sanders. Fourth round.
The
Cam
Cam
Scottaboo
Scatabo.
going to the Giants. Good pick.
Yep. Trevor Etienne going
Yeah.
to the Panthers. Another running back again for the Panthers.
Yep.
Have like 5 running backs on the roster.
Yeah. Um.
Gunnar Helm to Titans. Shout out to Gunnar Helm. Jack Sawyer fell to the fourth round. Defensive end from Ohio State. Um, Shout out to Ruben Hypolite, the second linebacker from Maryland. Go Bears.
Go Bears. And Jordan Watkins. Don't know that guy,
Yeah.
but you know.
A lot of running backs this round.
Yeah. They said the class was pretty deep there. Running backs. You could get
Yeah.
someone in the later rounds.
I was hoping Bears went Jordan James, but he ended up going to the 49ers here in the fifth round.
Let's go Ducks.
Yeah, but the fifth round, but everyone's been waiting for who's gonna get Shadur Sanders, and the Browns end up pulling the trigger and getting Shadur Sanders just 2 rounds after drafting Dylan Gabriel. If you watched the draft room as this came in. They did not look thrilled. That's why people are suggesting that maybe it came from the owner to go in and get him, and not the actual draft team,
GM.
I guess. Yeah. Um, but I mean, good value for the pick here. I think it just questionable because now you have five QBs on the roster. I think they're probably going to get rid of Kenny Pickett, even though they just traded for him this past I guess in the offseason,
Yeah,
right? I don't
this
even, was it
past
in the
off
offseason?
season. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they just brought back Joe Flacco.
Yep.
Obviously they have just Deshaun Watson, which at this point it doesn't matter if he's on the team or not. You're going to owe him the money anyways. I think you might as well just cut him. Um, and then you have Dylan Gabriel they just drafted and Shedeur Sanders. So at least two of these guys are, of those five. Um, I think they have to keep Joe Flacco for vet presence. Like if any of these guys stay.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say Joe Flacco is a week one starter. And then it's Dylan Gabriel and then Shadir Sanders. That's the depth chart right there. There's no way. Like what are
Yeah,
we
I mean,
doing?
there's no way you keep Kenny Pickett. I don't,
There's
I
no
think
way.
you'd rather take a chance on your two drafted QBs than that. And Deshaun Watson's probably going to be on the IL, so it doesn't matter. But still, at that point, you might as well just cut him. Who cares
Yeah.
about? He's just not worth it anymore. I think him being on the team is more of a distraction than anything. But but the Browns could have had um, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders if they wouldn't have traded back with the Jaguars. Um,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah. I mean, in the moment, now looking at it, I'm sure they probably would have been happy. Travis Hunter, or even just like if they weren't going to draft Shadir Sanders, even just having Travis Hunter would have been
yeah,
good. A lot of people said that if the Browns drafted Shadir, that's a big, or if they drafted Travis Hunter, right? It would have been a
mhm,
big ticket. A lot of people would have wanted to tune in the Browns. Now that it's like they're still going to maybe be a bad team. So,
yeah. And like I said, that a lot of analysts were saying there's only three big names in this draft, and they traded out of a spot of one of the big names. So I mean, they could have had Carter if they didn't want um, Hunter, but I guess they're really just in love with Mason Graham. But yeah, Shadur Sanders goes to the Browns. The big story all draft cycle was Shadur Sanders. But shout out to everyone else drafted. That's pretty crazy. It must be an insane feeling to actually get drafted. Um, but
yeah.
now we just get to see how it all turns out.
Yeah.
We'll see who becomes starters, who's uh going to pop off the first week, pop off preseason, who's gonna do what. So it's gonna be fun to see, especially like your team. You want to see your draft pick succeed. So like obviously, I hope Colston Loveland is just an absolute beast, and Caleb Williams has a great second year jump. So I'm excited to see
I
what
mean, this
happens.
guy has Ben Johnson as a head coach. There's so much hype around him. So,
Exactly, offensive guru. So
yep.
we'll see. Patrick
Yeah.
has his Brock Purdy issues
Still
over
not
there,
signed.
49. Still not
A
signed.
lot of
One,
49er fans in the office was like, watch them just take Shadir Sanders and just blow everything up.
I,
I'm just
I was
like, oh
honestly, I
my
was like, hey, he's an
God.
accurate quarterback. He was one of the most accurate in college,
Well,
and that's all you need in Kyle Shanahan's system.
the good side of Shadir, if he did go to the Niners, you didn't have to pay Brock Purdy $55
Exactly.
million. So,
Oh,
hopefully Brock is just like, you know what? I'm a team player. I'm gonna take the 42.
yeah, right. He's
Yeah.
been living off of 900K for the past 4 years. Like, I'm getting my money.
49ers
900K in
trade
California.
for Dylan Gabriel.
Hey, that could be a possibility. One of those guys gets traded. Joe Flacco to the 49ers. Um,
Aaron Rodgers to
Yeah.
the Niners.
Yeah, so we still have to wait on what happens with um, Aaron Rodgers, which is probably the main reason why the Steelers didn't pick a QB because it's they probably are the runner for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know who else would even go for Aaron Rodgers at this point. The Vikings were the last or the other team that was in talks, I guess, or their names were being thrown around, but they traded for Sam Howell, so it doesn't look like they're probably gonna go for Rodgers. I don't know another team.
I can't think of another team. I think a lot of people in the draft kind of just chose their guys. But yeah, off season's gonna be crazy. NFL, gonna be interesting to see what happens. Um, you know, like we said last week, there's always one team that just makes a boneheaded, decision, and there could be multiple boneheaded decisions here, in this draft. So, um, yeah. Anything else now for the NFL draft?
I'm just excited to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I want to see the rookies.
Um. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask a question. Out of the top five picks, which team has the best and least chance to make the playoffs? Do you remember the
Of the
teams?
top five picks. So are we counting the Jaguars as a top five pick now?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, it still stayed the same. They just switched order.
Oh yeah.
Who has the best chance to make the playoffs out of these five teams?
I think the Patriots did a pretty good job of filling out their team, but still, like, I don't
Year
know.
two, Drake May, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's coming in. You don't really know what to expect, and they're in a tough division. Um, I mean,
I
the
mean,
Jaguars are in the easiest division. I think it has to be the Jaguars, right? They have Trevor
yeah.
Lawrence. They
Brian
have
Thomas
some
Jr. from last year.
good offensive weapons. They add Hunter, who and he's also going to play corner, which was a big need for them. Man, I don't know.
I'm
But
gonna
then you have like
go
the Giants have vet QBs now,
presence.
so
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the New York Giants. Best chance.
I'll go with the Jaguars based on their division.
Nice.
They can sneak into winning that 8-win record.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Giants, Jaguars, Patriots, Titans, Browns.
I'll put Browns above the Titans, but I agree. Like Jaguars, oh Jaguars, Giants, Patriots,
Yeah,
Browns, Titans. Browns, I'll put up higher if they start Shadur Sanders.
yeah. Dang. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Oh man, what a time. What a time in the NFL draft, huh?
Yep.
Sparks were flying. I guess we'll touch base on the NBA playoffs to finish off this episode here. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed our NFL draft knowledge. I kind of, I'm excited to hear or what happened with Shadir. I'm sure it's gonna come out. So,
Yeah, a lot of people saying
um,
bad interviews, um, stuff like
ego,
stuff like that.
attitude,
So
didn't
we'll
throw at the
see.
combine, didn't play in the
Yeah,
Senior Bowl. Uh, his dad.
but I don't know how that drops you
Oh,
from a potential first rounder to fifth. I think you'd still get picked in the second or third round at that point, just based off of college and how you did in college. So,
yeah,
but I guess well, we'll see.
we'll see. NBA playoffs still going on. Thunder are the first team to get their spot in the semifinals 4-0 against the Grizzlies. Pretty you know,
Sweep.
yeah, pretty much of a domination there. Nuggets Clippers, crazy game tonight. Jokic airballing a three
Bailed
and
out by Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. putting it in with what, .1 seconds. It was pretty close.
at the buzzer. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it was the right call?
It was close. I think if they had said it didn't count, then they would have said it didn't count. Like it was just based off of what they had already called, I think. I
Yeah.
think his finger could have been on the ball, but I don't know if that matters if the ball's already going through the hoop or not. So I don't know the rules on it.
Yeah. Lakers, Timberwolves, Minnesota leading the Lakers there. Um,
Bron had a
Rockets.
crazy game last night.
Yeah.
At one point he had like five threes in a row to bring the Lakers back into the game. They were down by like three at that point, but then um, Timberwolves. Jaden McDaniels has been awesome.
Long wing player. That's what
Yeah,
everyone needs on their team.
two-way.
Yeah. Rockets and Warriors playing right now. I don't
Yeah,
even know the
Rockets down
scores.
by eight with a minute left,
Oh,
minute and a half
nice.
left. So
Shout out to the Warriors. So Warriors go up 2-1 on that one. And then in the East, Cavs Heat. I'm pretty sure the
oh, we're
Cavs
gonna
are gonna
sweep.
win
Yeah.
tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Sunday. Pacers Bucks. I still think Pacers are gonna hang on, but I think the Bucks are actually gonna make this close now. Damian Lillard coming back. Um, but
And Damian
Pacers,
Damian Lillard has to have a good game every night if they're going to come back. It's just he came back game two, did not have a good game, and Pacers blew him out.
yeah. Pistons had a 21-point lead in the first game, and the Knicks came back and won. So could have been 2-1 Pistons.
Pistons have kept it close every single game. I think they lost by a combined like 6 points, maybe that.
Yeah,
Um, so
Magic stole
that's
one at home versus
yeah,
the
I'm telling you, the Magic are
Celtics.
gonna win this one. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they could have won game two. They kind of choked at the end, but um, injuries, a lot of injuries for the Celtics. So we'll see but I think the Magic can do it.
yeah. That's it. NBA playoffs, NFL draft. That is it for this episode. Uh, Next week, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Maybe we'll have a guest on next week. Noah said like 3 weeks ago we were gonna have a guest, so we'll
Well,
see.
I didn't say when. I just said we'll, look into it,
We'll
but
think
we
about
haven't
it.
looked into it at all.
Yeah. So maybe next week.
Been busy, 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 busy.
Exactly. But all
All
right.
right.
We'll see everyone later.
See ya.